Whatever. Whatever. It was fun.
There we go. Make sure yours is included on my side.
That's your invite, by the way.
Oh, for
So you
qualifying?
can invite me. Yes, just wait a second.
Okay.
They'll get started in a minute. They're gonna be qualifying very soon.
All right. So real quickly, I'll talk about the points real quickly. It is a really complex situation right now with the point standings. 11 winners, so 5 people are left based on points.
Ow, fuck.
The 11 winners, trusting Banjo, 2 wins already on the season. Cobra has 1. He is 50 behind the points leader, Banjo. Normie in third in points, 64 back with 2 wins. Georgia Dog fourth, 68 back with a win. R4D leads the league in wins, but is 5th in points. He missed a couple starts. He is 75 back in 5th. Tampax in 6th, who won last week at Auto Club. He locked himself in. Taterhead, who's 11th in points, back from a 2-week suspension. He won earlier in the season at Talladega. He is back, ready to go. Racing Dream won at Dover, 13th in points. However, of those who have won, he is the 8th ranked driver. Racing Dream, also, by the way, is 15 back from Taterhead, so that could easily change. The other 3 winners below the cut line originally, or is at the cut line spot. Impact is 16th in points. He won at Atlanta.
He is missing.
Yes, he is missing tonight.
Tonight.
Yoshi 1724, 17th in points. He already won this season. And then same can be said with Iron Man, who won at Michigan. He is 20th in points, but locked in due to the win. So that leaves the 5 other drivers. Those 5, Steel Carrot, Leppy, LA Fatality, Melodramatic, and Do Prime currently hold those spots. But Do Prime currently under heavy fire. Master Killer 5 points back from him. Lewis 11 back. And then also Kevin Yu is 39 back. Exo Austin 41 back. But that could all change if someone below that cut wins.
Yeah, like you said, someone like was Kevin Yu is a name you mentioned, right?
Yes.
Into that fight. So he's someone that I'm gonna check the points real quick. He's below the cutoff line, I'm pretty sure, but he's someone that we could see that has been in the works of potentially stealing a win
Yes.
as of late.
Kevin Yu is
Has shown
39
great
back.
speed. Yeah, but he's shown great speed the last few weeks, and with him only being minus 39 now, Hendrick, he could point his way in as we have a few weeks until we get to the playoffs. So it's not over. We're only I think it's race 16 of this season.
Yes.
So still got a few weeks for an opportunity for him to gain more points. And it's going to be fun to see how this regular season battle ends up at the end of this regular season. It's going to be fun to watch. You just got your invite
Yes.
again. Mets just sent me another one. Alright, so we're good to go. They're doing qualifying.
They're qualifying. But we're loading on in. Thanks for the redeem.
Say who their name was, just so I know.
Okay. Exo with the redeem.
Of course it's him. It's always him, man. I don't understand him.
All right. Looks like I believe 25 people were in the session. You have
Yes,
a couple of
I'm pretty
notables in here from what I'm seeing. We'll go over everybody once we hop on in.
Loading up the game!
And I will start
Ooh.
with the person that is back from his suspension. That is the driver of the 18, Mr. Taterhead, back from his 2-week suspension. Hopefully he got his act cleaned up and ready to go tonight. Already locked into the playoffs with his win earlier in the season. We'll see if he returns on a good note in this 18 car tonight. And then also Normie in the 48. 2 wins already this season. Last week for him didn't go so smoothly as, by the way, he did not race that last week. His last start came at Indianapolis. He did finish 6th, so we'll see how he does from his week off.
Yep, Master Killer in the 19. Last week, I felt like, I think he had a struggle race. Yeah, he had a struggle race at Auto Club. I thought that was his opportunity to maybe gain some points on the competition. He is currently on the outside looking in. He is -5, so it's going to be one of those key races where Massacre has to have a good race. There's people gaining on from the rear of him, and Do Prime also in front of him. He's got to have good stages and good finish tonight to get himself higher in the point standing as he's outside looking in. SP Motors just chilling, vibing, just racing, getting it started.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah,
Damn.
not much to say.
That's brutal.
He's just chilling, vibing.
Next up, Kevin Yu. This is the guy that you talked about earlier as being the one who could steal a win away, and rightfully so. He has demonstrated good speed throughout his time in the NXT series. Last week, Kevin Yu was up there, and then he fell back late, finished 14th. Keep an eye on this 7 car tonight. He could definitely do a win and put himself in. And then here's the guy that I based my poll off of tonight, the 11 car Cobra. He did win here last season in the playoffs. The poll tonight obviously was based on that. Could he make it 2 in a row here? And based on what I have here, I'm going to end the poll right now. We have 18 votes, and of those 18 votes, only 5 of them think he will. So we'll see if Cobra can defy the odds and get himself another victory. He is already locked in due to his win at Kansas.
Alright, subbing for Impact tonight. I don't have to be nice to you, even though we're technically on the same team for this week. Fuck you, EXO, and the 8 car. I'm not going over you. You're quick here, but I'm gonna say nothing else about you. You don't deserve a spotlight for sending the Elmo joke. Next up is Lewis in the 9 machine. So far, it's been a decent season for him. He's currently fighting in the playoff bubble. It's going to be tight coming up through the next few weeks as he is -11. I don't know if he ran last week. I don't think he did. No, he did not race last weekend, and that's why he's so far back in points, -11. So this is going to be a redemption week. He has to gain back on those points that he lost last week at Auto Club.
By the way, I will note really quickly, the reason why EXO is in the 8 is because Impact is out tonight.
Yes.
So that was a quick note. Iron Man in the 4, who did already lock himself in with the win at Michigan. Last week for Iron Man, looking at the final results, he did not show up. He finished 28th, so he's coming back from a week off. We'll see how Iron Man does tonight, if he can be a contender for his 2nd win of the season. And then Cowboy Tech in the 3, he was here last week. He did finish 21st. He is one of those guys in need of a win. We'll see if he can pull off the miracle and put himself into one of those 5 remaining playoff spots without a win.
Alright, next up is Polish Hammer. Him and Camo are friends. That's really all I know about him, but I know last week he showed some flashes of being up front, leading some laps, so he's starting to show getting used to the field, getting used to the Heat 5 again, so I'm looking for him to potentially run up front. Maybe a top 10 finish tonight. Don't expect much, but the 95 is looking to carry over his speed from last week at Auto Club where he did get a bad finish, but he showed some good promise there. Next up is Tampex Pro. Finally got his first win on the season at Auto Club. Congrats to him again, locking himself into the playoffs. Broke his winless streak, so I wish him the best of luck going forward. Gateway, in the VC, he showed some confidence, so there is a good opportunity. He's going to be running top 5 and potentially for a win tonight.
I will also know Polish Hammer did get a top 10 last week in the 45 car, the next gens. He did get 8th. Then we got Mr. Mets fan in the 78, the latest person to renew his subscription. He did get 24th last week, 3 down. Hopefully he'll do a little bit better tonight. And then also Trevi in the 16 car, who finished 22nd last week on the lead lap. Hopefully he does better than yesterday, because he did not really do as great. I didn't even get to watch him race because he had the lag glitch on my side of things. So hopefully I'll get to see him do well tonight.
Oof. Next up is D-Main in the 10 machine. Just making one of his first few starts in the series. Just trying to get used to the field again in the 10 car. And then we got Perk. Been battling throughout the season. He came in late, currently on the inside looking in at the moment, as he actually pointed his way into the top 16, I'm pretty sure, in points. No, he has not. Okay, that is my apologies. How many starts does Perk have at the moment? He only has 5. Currently sits 27th in points. But Perk has been very strong in his limited starts in the NXT series. I feel like he's been pretty competitive. He has 4 top 5s and 5 starts, so I look for him to potentially carry that over tonight at Gateway.
That was why I put him as my late sleeper pick with Leppy being out tonight. Georgia Dog in the 88 car already locked into the playoffs. Last week he demonstrated more speed. He got a 6th place finish. We'll see how well he does tonight. If I am not mistaken, the last time we were here at Gateway, Georgia was one of those that did finish inside the top 10. I'll actually get that confirmation really quickly. I have the last season's results. Never mind, he did. I thought he did. But Georgia Dog, by the way, already in. We'll see if he can be a contender again tonight. And then Big Sean in the 12 car, back behind the wheel of the 12 car. Tyreek Speed took over his ride last week. We'll see if Big Sean can do good in the 12 car again, taking over that ride.
Next up is Slurp, another guy that I feel like tonight will be running very well. I feel like he's a top 10 car, especially in 2020 cars. I watch him on Friday nights. He's a really good driver Thursday and Friday nights, so I expect him to be up front. Next up is Melodramatic. I also expect him to be up front. 2020 cars, again, I feel like we're going to see a lot of these guys that I watch on Thursday and Friday night be competitive tonight, as I feel like this will benefit them. I feel like 2020 cars they're really good in.
LA Fatality, one of those above the cut. He did good last week, finished 9th. Hopefully he keeps that up and maintains a good standing above the cut. And then Trusting Banjo, our points leader, already locked in with a win earlier this season. 50-point gap between himself and 2nd place. We'll see if he can increase it after tonight.
Do Prime in the one machine looking to redeem himself. I think he got above the cutoff line last week. He's been working his way back into the top 10 fight in the playoff hunt, so look for him to continue that run tonight. Then you got Racing Dream in the 41. I think he won earlier this season at Dover. Controversial, but he is locked into the playoffs and just looking to have a good finish tonight.
And last but not least, the guy who has the most wins of anyone in the NXT series, R4D, has 3 wins this season. Last week was not one of those, but another good run for him as he did finish 7th last Sunday night at Auto Club. And that
I have a
will
poll
do
on
it for everybody.
Tata.
Yes, what was
I have
that
a poll
poll?
on Tata. Tata returns. Where will he finish tonight? I did a win. No one picked a win. We had 8 votes total. Top 5 got 2 votes. Top 10 was the most votes for 4. So people are expecting him to finish top 10, and then we got 2 votes for outside the top 10. So majority of the people are thinking he'll finish top 10 in his return to the series.
All right.
That is what the people have said.
And we'll see who gets the poll real quick as we load back into the lobby. Starting up front will be Slurp, 32 second lap time, .225, and right on his outside is Cobra in the 11 car. Rounding out the top 5, I see Georgia Dog in the 88 in 5th, Tampax in the 62 in 3rd, and Kevin Yu in 4th. Also,
R4D 11th, Banjo 8th. Any other notable names, Hendrik, that we see?
yes, I will say some cars that didn't qualify in. D-Main in the 10 is here. He originally wasn't going to race. He did put down on the starting park section, but he is here tonight. Yoshi in the 24, one of the winners, starting in the back. Should be starting in the 26th spot. I'll also send you that invite back. And Envy Redneck also here. He was one of those that got demoted to the truck series, but he will be racing tonight in that 38 car. Not bad when he is here.
Back.
Iron Man in the 4 in 15th. Lewis in the 9, one of the bubble drivers, currently below in 19th. Do Prime, one of those above the cut, in 20th. And Tata head in the 18, making his return starting in the 16th spot.
16th.
Racing Dream in the 41 in 14th. LA Fatality, one of those above, in 13th. Trusting Banjo, points leader, starting 8th tonight. Master Killer, another bubble driver, in 18th.
Alright, I'm gonna back out so we don't delay them.
Yeah, also, shut the fuck up when I'm talking, damn it. I noticed you tried cutting me off earlier. That was also redeemed thanks to the one who, you know, you kind of roasted during the qualifying introductions. Exo redeemed that
He
one.
shouldn't speak for him. He should speak for himself, okay? Yeah, Exo, speak like a man. Say it to my face.
Damn. Damn.
Don't hide behind Mr. Hendrick.
By the way, for those unfamiliar, we do have other redeems tonight besides those that were already used. If you want to check in
Don't
with a
redeem
certain
them.
driver tonight, that is for 250. If you want to go on board with a random driver that you can't choose from, that's for 500 channel points. And then also, if you want to check in with a driver that you request for 5 laps, that's for 750.
Join up. Those are valid.
Oh,
Don't
join
do
up?
the last two, though.
Okay.
Yeah, join up. Don't do the last two redeems. Those are just, they're not,
That's his preference. His preference.
they're not allowed to be used.
Well,
I
they
say
are
so.
allowed. You just don't want them used.
No, I disallow them. What if I sue you for defamation of my character?
This guy.
Using my likeness against me,
This
what would
guy.
happen then?
This guy. Oh boy, what will they do for a guy that only has just above 200 followers? Also, dummy! Yeah!
Alright. Let me get the law on paper.
Let me get the law,
Let me-
baby.
Thanks to Iron Man for both of those redeems.
Oh my god.
Also, take your roast like a man, damn it. Jesus Christ, you sensitive bastard. Dark Smart, thanks for the other redeem. Here we go!
Alright.
Second to last regular season race in the old gens. Who wins tonight? We're underway at WWT. Good start for everybody.
22 laps in stage 1.
22 in the first stage. Thanks to Bren for getting the info, by the way, on that before we started. I know he was trying to get that in real quick before we got to qualifying. There's your nice comment. Before the army of negative comments get put down.
Oh, Tampex in the wall.
Cobra started second, already down to fifth, and Normie on his inside, and he
Oh,
pushes him off
Normie!
the
Slides
track!
up! Oh, they're 4 wide already. Already a little bit more chaotic than Auto Club.
Where did he come from?
I'm telling you, he has some good speed at Gateway, funny enough. We saw that yesterday night, Hendrick. We saw him inside the top 10 getting late in that show. Oh, as soon as I say that, he slides up the track into
What the
Cobra.
fuck did you just say? You just
We saw
said
it last
getting
night.
laid in the show? Huh?
Getting late into the show. He had some speed. But as soon as I talked about that, Normie got sent up the track by him. Little chaotic back there as you got the pack rolling. A little bit more chaotic than what we had at Auto Club. But it is 2020 Cup cars. As Banjo and Cobra are fighting Jordan Dog right behind him. R4D and company. See the 2-car of Perk making a move on Exo. Melodramatic sitting behind them. As they're side by side for 4th. Oh, X on the wall.
There you go, Karen. That should be fixed. But Perk in that 2-car already up to the 4th spot. But how about this 42 with Melodramatic now looking for that 5th spot? Again, a lot of these bubble drivers already up here early. 3 of them running 4th, 5th, and 6th. And then as for the top 3, Kevin Yu currently one of those in the 2nd spot. Slurp ineligible for the playoffs currently leads.
I think we also got a move. Here comes Kevin Yu to the bottom of Slurp, making the move for the lead. He's got underneath him. Can he clear him off of 1 and 2?
Oh.
He does, so Slurp allows him to get by.
Got a couple subs in the chat being given out. Spartan, by the way, being the first to wild card. Appreciate the sub being given by Spartan. And then also, Steel Carrot giving a sub out to GS. Thank you for the Tier 1 gift sub, Steel. By the way, those who are Tier 1 subs do have a special emote that are now being given to them, and 2 more in the future.
Interesting. So
Battle
Kevin
for
Yu,
7th.
Slurp, and Tampex are top 3, and the battle for 7th.
was the battle for 7th. Exo currently
Yeah.
ahead of R4D and Cobra. Cobra has fallen back to that 8th spot after starting on the front row. Look back here to see if any other battles are going on. Here's one. A couple spots behind here. The one of Do Prime and the 24 of Yoshi. Yoshi did not qualify tonight, but he has already gained a few positions as Do Prime up the track. We'll see if this one car can pick up the pace
Here
behind
comes
him.
Tata.
Yeah, Tata moved a little bit behind. One car way below back here struggling. That was Trevi in the 16 with a little front end damage.
Yeah, you can see him a little bit off the pace. Master Killer also back behind Tata, his teammate. So Master Killer needs to have a good run tonight, but so far it's not looking well. But he did qualify poorly. But again, it's a long race. A lot of things are going to happen. We can see them bumping and banging back here. The 41 a Dream underneath the 4 of his teammates. I think that is... Yes, that is Iron Man. In the 4.
Battle here, R4D and Exo.
They're not teammates.
For 6. Exo,
think
good
they are,
run.
actually.
A little contact with the 8 to 36, but the 8 car is still going. Exo was able to re-clear R4D. And behind them, see Polish Hammer up the track making headway in that 95, right behind Normie.
I think R4D has got a little bit more speed. Here he comes to the bottom of Exo. There we go. There's the dive that we thought was going to happen. Actually, Exo clears him again. So continuing to get that momentum out the corner to hold on to that position.
I will say, in Exo's behalf, he did demonstrate good speed last night for Backwoods before the pit strategy began, so maybe he learned a thing or two about it to apply for tonight.
Yeah, that's the thing I was mentioning before you said I said that, you know? You know?
Yeah. By the
Yeah,
way,
I was trying to make a
Dark
point.
Appreciate another gift sub being given to LW Pat. Welcome to the Tier 1 community, LW.
I'm telling you right now, the top 2, I'll get to them in a second. They've been cruising, really. Slurp and I think it's the 7 of Kevin. I think they have a little bit more speed than Tampex, and Tampex is struggling a
Oh,
little
Master
bit.
Killer in the wall, entering 1. That was very weird. Able to still go on, but he was wall riding that thing, entering 1. Do Prime is loose. He continues his fall to the back of the pack.
I think stage 2 should be 19 laps. We'll get double check when they restart that. Cobra and R4D also battling behind Exo now. So Cobra back to the inside of R4D. You can see them battling. I think this is just inside the top 10, around the 8th or 9th.
Currently 11
Ooh,
to
little
go
contact.
right now. We are in the
Oh, they're
second
up the
half
track.
of this first stage. The top 2 have already pulled away. Kevin Yu right now in front, followed by Slurp, Tampax, Perk, and Mello. A lot of winless drivers in the top 5 so far. 4 of the top 5 winless.
Wasn't it like this last
man, that
week?
was close with the 88. I thought he lost it exiting 4.
Wasn't it like this last week? And
It
then
was.
Tampex finally broke his winless streak?
It was.
Yeah, I feel like it continues to be like that. Besides Tampex, like you said, the top 5 are winless. Kevin Yu, Slurp, Perk, and then Melodramatic back there in 5th. Even 6th, Exo Austin sitting back there in 6th. He's also winless in the 8 car. So this is what we want to see. We want to see diversity, but at the same time, those playoff drivers are hating how they're running at the
Well,
moment.
speaking of that, the battle for the points lead this season, Cobra running 8th, Banjo now under fire from Normie for 10th. So a couple stage points on the line here that could begin the shift of this playoff battle. Again, after tonight, 5 races left until the postseason begins. So it'll be very interesting to see who gets the 15 points for being the regular season champ, who gets 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Georgia, by the way, also one of those battling for one of the top 5 spots.
Also?
9th.
Isn't there a change? Oh, someone around the 14!
LA Fatality.
14 around in the background.
One of the playoff drivers above the cut without a win around. Able to keep going.
Apron
Cooper,
on the strip.
get in contact with me. Whisper me or send me your Discord name. We can get you in to the server.
Also want to state, I think this season, don't playoff points carry over to different rounds now? Like, actually, the points that you earn in the regular season carry over, or the playoff points from there?
It should.
I'm pretty sure they do. So, actually, running the regular season championship this season is more important than previous seasons because it carries over to every round. So look for that to be a factor, as they're going to be pushing as hard as possible to win that. That is key points that you would need that could help you advance to the Final Four.
Back up towards the front. Kevin still leads with Slurp still on his tail, but that battle for third has intensified as Tampax is now getting reeled in by Perk and Mello. Battle for the lead. Slurp to the inside of the 7 for the top spot. He gets by.
He lets him go. Yeah, Kevin let him go there. He let him go, and just, he flew by. They're still working together, though. I think they got some good speed, but Perk and Mello are faster than the 62 of Tampax, who has slowed down to third, has been continuing to run in that position for a while now. But now he's starting to be hunted by the 2-car Perk, and then Melodramatic, who I also think is a little quicker than Perk at the moment, is all over his back bumper. But back here behind those groups is a huge battle between Exo, Austin. Georgia gets free for 11th. This 10th place battles were under 5 laps to go in stage 1, Hendrick. It is a mauler back here, as I like to say. Oh! Kevin, you off the pace! I don't know what happened up front! He's off the pace, Hendrick! He lost a ton of spots.
Back on board
From
here with
second.
the 7. There he is. He is down to that 5th spot. Still in position for stage points. Again, the key for the 7, if he can't win, get those points. He is one of those that can catch up. And there they go.
48! Exo and company! Georgia Dog involved!
Normie,
There's a big one! The track is blocked!
Oh my goodness!
The track is blocked! But there's no more cautions!
It is
The leaders are going to have to go through this!
On the front stretch. Back up towards the front as Slurp was one of those to still be ahead. Tampax in second with Perk, Mello, Kevin the top 5.
This is going to mean that oh, Slurp in the wall! Contact with the wall a little bit there.
And now the 62 is going to close. We're at 3 to go. Mello to the inside of the 2 for third.
Oh, he slides up. Can he make that pass? Can he complete it? Off the corner, they're still side by side back there. Oh man, Mello's trying to get ahead of him. Can he clear him heading into 3? They're going to still exit side by side presumably here, as that's a great battle behind the 62 of Tampax. He clears the 2-car Perk. So now he's up to third. His eyes are set for the 62 of Tampax now. You see him gaining, sending hard on the number 62. He's going to be on the back bumper, entering 3 and 4 potentially this time by. As we're entering under 2 laps to, actually,
this is going
we
to
should
the
be
white
coming to
flag.
white flag
Yes.
this time by.
White flag about
Georgia
to
is
be
half a lap
played
down
in
now.
the air, but Slurp in this 27 car, in his limited time here, he has already won stages, and he's about to add another one to the collection. White flag for stage 1. Slurp just a lap away with lap traffic ahead.
To say the least, he's been impressive in his limited starts. It's been a great... I've seen him on Thursdays and Fridays. He's really good, and I think throughout the season he's been improving. He's getting used to the game again, so it's impressive to see him. They gassed him up when he joined, but again, he's proven him right.
Mello trying
Just
to
needs to
find
get that
a way
win.
to challenge Tampax last second, but it's not going to be enough to even get close to Slurp. Out of 4, Slurp is going to collect another stage win in the 27. And actually now thinking about it, looking at the points, this is his first. He's been close multiple times, but this time he does walk away with it.
Who got in the top 10 after the big one?
That's going to be the real question.
Yoshi got some stage points there, Hendrick.
I got it.
Yoshi.
Slurp in first, Tampax in second. He was able to hang on over Melodramatic. Perk in fourth. Kevin Yu rounds out the top 5. R4D in 6th. Cobra in 7th. Banjo in 8th. Racing Dream 9th. Yoshi 1724 10th.
That is Yoshi. Some track position potentially for that car, as we got a lot of good cars in the rear of the field now. It's gonna be interesting how they drive through this field.
So,
Guy like Georgia Dog,
with Cobra
Normie.
and Banjo in 7th and 8th, no points will be gained on that battle for the points lead. They both get 2 stage points in that first stage. Here we go.
Up front though, same 2 cars.
Stage
19
2.
laps in stage 2.
Underway.
This is a little shorter stage. I think it's just like Xfinity in terms of the length. Yeah, it's the same length as Xfinity last night, Hendrick. 19 laps. Oh, they're good on fuel as well. They start off with 37, so they are way good on fuel as they're 3 wide for 3rd.
Parrot, who you want the onboard on? Tampax. All right, we'll go to 62 for the next 5 laps. Starting
Look at them.
the line.
They're racing. R4D is taking advantage of the track position as he's going to get up to 3rd, clears Mello as there's still 3 wide back here. Kevin, you in the middle. Cobra gets free low contact as they're going to be heading into 1.
Tampax into 62,
Kevin.
who won last week. Up in front once again. He was able to get by Slurp on the restart. Now trying to get away, but don't look now, because 3rd place, R4D, is coming up to that battle quickly.
Oh, contact between Master Killer and the 38. Is that the 34 Banjo? Yes, that's 34. Master Killer got some track position based off that big one. So it could be a good opportunity for him to potentially gain some points that he needs tonight. Oh, Yoshi and the 11 made contact. Yoshi racing, or Yoshi up the track. There he goes. As Tampex continues to lead over Slurp and company. The single file heading into 3 and 4. As soon as I talk about that, we have Cobra underneath, Dream in the 41. As Dream loses a spot, then you got Banjo and Yoshi again, caught back up, slides up the track immediately. As he's back in the fight, Master Killer underneath him, contact as he's gonna hold up the 9 of Lewis and the 95 of Polish. Banjo on the wall, contact with the wall there.
Top 8 already singled out. The closest battle right now would be that 24 of Yoshi trying to find a way by the 34 of Banjo. Things have settled down here up in the front.
Not for Polish, though,
Tampax
in the
up
rear.
the track. Same with Slurp. R4D able to close. And he's bringing Mello and Kevin with. So it's about to be a 5-car battle up here with the pace this is going to have.
Saw some chaos in the rear. They were 3 wide for a second, but they cleared it up. Cowboy Tech, the 4 of Ironman, Lewis, and company. It's a battlefield in the rear of the field at the moment. It's hard to pass.
Thank you, Spartan, for the redeem. By the way, current lap time as we get to the line here, lap check. Currently with
Cobra
14
making the move?
to go.
Okay, so we've gone 5 laps in. So far, so good for the top 5, really. But Cobra and Perk are really battling, and this is going to hinder them as we
There
got
goes Mello.
Melodramatic making a move up there.
R4D able to hold him off. He gets a good run off of 4. Once we get to the line, the redeem from Carrot will end.
Oh my
And there
god,
it
they
is.
are pack racing. 6 on back. It is a intense battle. They're still side by side as can Perk clear the
Cobra
11?
up the track just a little bit. Didn't enter in very good, but he will get the good run off. As Cobra clears
I don't think
Perk.
so. Perk got stuck on the top lane. Cost him a ton of momentum as Banjo's going to get to his inside now.
And that dark black 41 that doesn't have a single thing on it besides that Ford logo, Racing Dream, is right there in this battle with Yoshi and Master Killer.
That's kind of a real scheme for him, though. Sponsors, I don't know. Oh, as soon as we talk about it, he moves up to 34 Banjo.
Banjo's going to get the run back here. Using the draft of the 2. More contact.
Oh, they hooked. They bumper hooked. As Yoshi's now to his outside.
Back up in the front. It is all single file, but they are right there with one another.
Yeah, this is really all you can do. Besides, maybe Slurp maybe holding it up a little bit. I think 34 Banjo or my bad, 38 of R4D is a little bit quicker. He's just got to get around Slurp efficiently. And Tampax with track position is starting to reel in over this field, and hopefully he can win another stage.
So I do want to note really quickly about the whole playoff situation. Leppy in 31 again is out tonight. So drivers like Melodramatic and Kevin Yu can close in on Leppy and make this points fight a lot more closer than what it was entering tonight. As now that battle for second with Slurp and R4D and the battle for fourth with Melo and Kevin Yu begin to commence.
Yeah, I was just about to mention it. R4D got to the inside of the 27. As R4D hits the apron there, here comes the 42 of Melo, as he's going to be able to try to capitalize on Slurp being on the outside lane. He wants to capitalize this. Look at Kevin Yu. He's trying to also capitalize on Slurp being on the outside.
This is
So,
from
36
second through fifth.
Yeah, and Tampax is loving what he's seeing. This is helping him as we only have, I think, 9 more laps to go in stage, I think it's stage 2. 9 more laps in this stage. It's not a lot of time for the gain back this time that they're losing at the moment. So he's loving what he's seeing behind him, and if they continue to be side by side, I think it's his stage to lose unless we have a caution.
While we had time during the second stage, I do want to congratulate one of the premier drivers, Romeo. He did have a child earlier today.
That's cute.
So again, congrats to Romeo on that. Hopefully that all goes well on his side of things. Back here, Lewis and Exo.
Congrats.
With Envy Redneck. Looks like Lewis able to clear both of them. Here's this group right here on board with the 24. Things still have settled down a bit, but still together. Cobra up ahead.
Redneck came back on the 8 car of EXO, and also up front we had a change. R4D got back.
Oh,
14 around. Fatality around in the back again. Oh, he's got collected. That's 2 cars around. We have, there goes the 95 as well. That's 3 cars individual maybe. Is that individual? Will that be a cause of caution? We'll see at the line.
We're gonna race it back.
Because that was 3 cars.
Get back on board here with
Oh,
our leaders.
Melo gets walled by Kevin.
No caution. No caution.
Not yet.
Because
We'll see at the line this time.
at the line, we are at 6 to go. We're gonna wait and see what
That's
this
why we'll
call
see.
is. This should be a yellow.
If it's not called this time, then we're going green to the end. As we have Mets fan, a little bit off the pace, going a lap down here.
Now may be a good time for the pace car to come out on track and meet these leaders.
As Mets hits the wall and Tampax has to go around him.
Yep, no caution. They're not gonna call it.
I guess there were isolated wrecks.
Yeah, they call
the
it
first one.
individual wrecks.
Gotcha.
But you notice here so far, when you look at this, again, Tampax is still pulled away basically from this group. While that battle for second was going on, Tampax has been able to manage that gap and keep it distant. As now it's 4 to go, he has Mets as the lap car pulling in the way. Now pulling
By the way,
for the other 4.
yeah, he's doing a. Oh no, that he's in the racing lane. Oh no, Melo! He hits the back bumper of Mets. Here comes Kevin Yu. I was gonna say Melo got around Kevin, but Mets is in the way. Oh no!
This is the
As we
most
also have a
fight
battle
I
for
have seen
second.
from Mets as of recently, besides the Dega race where he won, dash for a diecast event.
Oh yeah.
Back
Also,
here,
Slurp is on the back bumper of R4D.
Master
You got
Killer.
something back there?
Master Killer getting by Iron Man, still ahead of Normie. Georgia with a big run. We'll see what the 88 does here. Little dicey
Oh, they're getting
mid-pack. It's gonna help Normie.
That's just outside the top 10, by the way. I think Tata currently holds.
This group over
No,
here
Tata's 12.
getting a little antic. Just saw Racing Dream almost lose control. He's out of that pack now.
Oh, Matt's around! He's gonna collect Master Killer!
Oh,
and there
my
goes!
goodness.
Master Killer! Oh no.
Oh no.
Mets is having Mets trauma. He's. Oh no, he's being a menace
2
tonight.
to go.
Unfortunately.
We'll get back on board here with our leader. Tampax in a checkout, basically gone. If something
Here's
catastrophic
the thing.
happens, that's the only way for him to lose the stage. No one
I
ahead.
think Metz is gonna park it.
I think, yeah,
Metz is gonna park it.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
think he's done.
think BJ McLeod has had enough of trouble for tonight. White flag in the stage. Tampax, a couple more turns to go. R4D hanging on to second. Over Slurp, Mello in fourth, Kevin in fifth. They finally have strung it out. Cobra in that sixth spot with Perk, Banjo there in the eighth spot. Yoshi
Whoa,
in ninth.
Kevin in the wall. What's he doing? He slowed up on the track. He blew a tire or something.
Seventh
He's very slow.
But it won't matter for the leader as Tampax gets to the line. The leader in stage wins collects another.
I don't know what the hell I just saw, but Kevin went from third or fifth all the way outside the top 10. He just hooked a right, like his controller disconnected.
Update, Kevin actually gets 10th, so he still gets a point. Oh my goodness.
He one that gets more stage points is also Perk. I don't think he's eligible based off of
He
starts.
is. He is eligible.
Okay, so he got some stage points there.
So again, Tampax
But the biggest story.
with the stage win, R4D second, Slurp third, Melodramatic in fourth, helping his spot above the cut line. Cobra in fifth. He will close at least 1 point on Banjo there. Perk in sixth, Banjo seventh, Yoshi in eighth, Dream in ninth, and then Kevin with that late contact falls all the way
Yo,
from being in the top 5 to just being inside the top 10.
I have to say this comment. So this was said by Sterlo. Is Captain Leg in the 78? That is wild. Is Captain Leg in the 78?
I don't even know if I would even call him Captain Leg. I would call him Carl Long.
Damn!
Back to
Alright,
green.
I gotta use the restroom.
55 to go. Everyone gets off turn 2. Tampax clears R4D, but R4D trying to fight back on the outside. Now going into 3 as Mello, by the way, got by Slurp for that third spot. May be under fire again through 3 and 4. And with that, Tampax resumes leading this race. Mello goes high. That's going to cost the car around in the back. Let's see who that was. Hopefully, if you can. Someone was around entering turn 1. Guess they kept it going after that. That was a really quick spin. Might be this 24 of Yoshi. He's all banged up back here. Tough break for the 24. He was inside the top 10. But with Tampax's stage win, as I've mentioned, he does lead the NXT series in stage wins. Now has 5 on the season, most of anybody. With R4D, the league leader in wins, right behind him, Melodramatic, who has been the one surging up the point standings rapidly in third. So far with his run tonight, he is projected to pass both Fatality and Leppy in the playoff grid, which is big because that puts him the second highest of those who have not won this season. Perk very close to hitting the 42. Slurp's right behind him in 5th. Cobra, Banjo, Tata, Racing Dream, Kevin, the top 10.
Alright, like you just said the top 10. EXO just sitting outside that
Banjo
Bounder on the
bumps
8 machine.
Cobra.
To his inside, side by side down the backstretch. Tata sitting behind him inside the top 10 for the first time tonight. Finally got some track position in the 18 machine. And I feel like he's going to fly at the moment. I think he's got a good car. He's going to go to the inside of his teammate in the 11 machine. Presumably here, as you see again on the inside. Kevin Yu on the inside of Dream as well. So
Stormy
a
right
lot of
behind
battles
them.
happening outside the top 5. Slurp just hit the outside retaining wall in turn 1, but kept it straight. But lost a ton of time, lost a spot to Perk there for 4th.
Back here, a couple bubble guys struggling. Fatality, Lewis, and Dew all together. We'll see how much they lose at the end of this. As Kevin does bump Dream. Normie bumps to 7.
Oh, Lewis, Fatality, make contact again. 3 wide back here between Dew, Fatality, and Lewis. They keep it straight.
Iron Man hit
But
the
here
wall.
comes Iron Man.
Iron Man hit the wall actually 4. That's why he's off the pace. And Fatality
Listen,
just
oh,
hit the wall
Fatality!
again.
Oh my god! Oh, there goes Iron Man in the wall. Fatality scripts the wall again.
Go back
Boy,
on
it is
board.
chaos.
One of our top 5. As the top 5 is basically ran very clean. They have pulled away from 6 on back. 6 currently held by Banjo.
Based on the fuel run that we saw a little bit earlier, it started off at 36, I'm pretty sure. So, how many laps are in the stage? Was it 50?
We'll get a lap check.
It was
at
in the
line.
50. I think we started off with like 55 to go in this stage, or 60.
Mellow.
But either
Closer
way,
to
one
R4D.
more pit
Back
stop.
over. Tampax makes a mistake.
Oh!
R4D's gonna get to the inside.
Oh, don't look now! Here comes Mello as well! To the inside of the 62.
R4D up in front, but
Contact.
Mello bumps him. 45 to go in stage 3.
Alright, so one more pit stop confirmed to go.
4 second.
Mello. Tampex. Don't look now. Perk is going to get to the inside if Tampex can't get back in line here. Get the run off the corner. Tampex gets it.
Update,
Side by side for second.
We do have a DNF tonight. Someone who was making his debut, D-Bang in the 10, has parked it. As this top 5 continues the battle, Mello clears Tampax for that second spot.
I just want to let you know how hard it actually is to pass here.
Yes.
So Kevin Yu was inside the top 5 for majority of the night, but currently qualified. Remember the incident? He finished 10th.
Yep.
He hasn't moved at all. He is stuck back there around 10th. So it is almost it's Sterlo. What Sterlo did last night is unusual at Gateway. I don't know how he's able to pass, but he did. And tonight you're starting to see how difficult it is. This Slurp is up the track again, trying to get the momentum. See how different his line is compared to the top 5 in 1, as he's trying to build the run off the corner instead of into it. LV Redneck off the pace. He's slow on the front stretch. I don't know what happened.
Banjo gaining
As they're
time
now on
on
the-
the front 5. This 34 may be in the frame soon.
Caution is out. I knew something happened. Something happened in the rear of the field. NV Redneck was involved. He was slow, a little bit off the pace, and that's going to be our first caution of tonight. As our only really incidents have come under 5 laps to go. But this is going to be our first yellow.
So first yellow for incident. I know we talked about it on Wednesday. The pressure NXT had. Med said this would be the redemption race for what happened at Richmond. So far, they're doing good with that, being very productive with limited cautions. This is the first one for incident besides the 2 stage breaks, as everyone expected to head down pit road this time.
But R4D is trying to continue the run that he's been on. He's been on fire. I think last week he finished top 10
He did.
still,
He
but
finished
wasn't able
7th.
to get the win.
Yeah, let's
But
actually.
he's been on fire besides that race.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's actually recap the last 3 weeks for him. So
Obviously, although he didn't win, he got 7th. But then you go back to the last 2
Win.
before, Richmond and Indy. He swept both of them, won both races.
Yeah. So that man has been on a hot streak as of late. Still got some solid points at Auto Club, all things considered. But like I said earlier, he would have to win 1,000,000 races just to catch back up to Banjo. And I don't. While yes, I think he obviously has the speed to win. I don't think he's winning the regular season championship. Banjo is just way too consistent. I think I've been mentioning it all season long.
Notable change.
But I do believe
Slurp
playoff points are
gets
keys.
by Pert off pit road for 4th.
I think Mello also jumped up to 2nd.
Yeah, he
I
was
think
up
he
there
actually
already.
passed Tampex.
Yeah, he was up there already.
Yeah, he passed Tampex in the green. Any other notables?
Inside the top 10, not that I know of.
Kawatek finally some good track position
Yeah.
inside the top 15. I'm not gonna talk about him too much because I jinxed him.
Yeah. By the way, I think we may have a couple drivers still in
Yeah.
pit road. Racing Dream is one, and same
Dream
with
is out.
EXO.
He looks out. Dream and Exo look out of this event.
And that's big for EXO. He needs those points.
He's 7 for impact though tonight, so
Yeah, EXO
Trevi
is
and
out.
Ironman to pit road.
Yeah, EXO is out of the chat. And Dream is not. So I don't know what that's about.
Is he? Am I lagged out?
No.
Oh.
No. There he goes. He's out. All right. So with that, Dream and EXO behind the wall.
Okay. I'm about to say, is my game glitch like yours was yesterday? When you
Couple
couldn't see
cars going back down to top off as we do prepare
ton
for
of cars,
the
actually.
restart.
in the rear of the field at least.
Dummy. Yeah. Yeah.
Dummy! Yeah! Yeah!
Don't do
I'm
that.
gonna embrace
again.
it.
Don't do that again. Steel Carrot
Yeah,
with the
now you guys won't
redemption.
utilize it. I'll say that every time they utilize that dummy.
No, we're not gonna do that.
Yes.
If you
I'll
do,
ruin it for everyone.
no, if you do that, I will change that perk to something else.
Oof. Alright, got you.
Those channel points are not gonna go to waste.
What's the emoji? I never saw the new one. Because I don't have, I'm not subbed.
Yeah,
I'm not rich.
yeah. Only tier 1 subs have access to it as we are back to green. R4D and Mello, front row. Currently on our lap counter right now, we have 39 to go.
37 laps of fuel, so this could be a
Mello
fuel
in the
saver as
wall.
Mel's in.
That was
Yeah,
very
here comes
close.
Tampex. They're short on fuel by 2 laps. This is savable.
And I know
Look for
someone that
Iron
knows
Man.
how to do it, and I'm looking
Yeah.
at him right now.
Who do you got on your screen?
The 11.
Cobra. Okay, that is another one. Yeah, he has track position unlike Iron Man, and that could be a factor for him to be able to save it. But do you want to have track position when you're trying to save fuel? Because you're going to get punted like no one's business.
I would say
see
save
the pack
in the
behind
long
him.
run. Don't do it right now, but when everyone gets separated, I would start to.
Yeah, I agree. Like, eventually, if they keep it green, the field gets spread out pretty quickly. It takes about 5 to 6 laps as Tampex is up the track, losing more track position. He's trying to save. There's no other way why Tampex, who's been a top runner all night long, would drop back this far. He's trying to save some fuel. That's him and Cobra battling now.
Here's
Here
Hammer.
comes Polish Hammer.
Yeah, Hammer
Yeah,
trying to get by Normie. Tata head right behind the 95.
I was just about to mention him as he's trying to capitalize on people a little bit saving, a little bit letting off a little bit earlier than usual. Trying to capitalize on it. As now Perk is up to 4th. Back there in 5th is our points leader in Banjo. Doing what he needs to do. I think it's very possible to save 2 laps here, and I think you can do it on controller as well. You just got to lot off a little bit longer than you would typically. I think it's very possible. I don't think it's impossible to make it on fuel here. Especially in 3 and 4, you can let off a ton. Here comes Normie on the inside of Cobra. He's looking. Oh my god.
We're looking on right now. It's battle for 7.
I
Cobra and Normie.
I see that emoji. That's a Fars one. That's a Fars one.
As the
That's
48
definitely
was
an
able to
interesting-
get by the 11.
It's an inside joke if you guys don't know that emoji. Ask Royster if you guys want to know details.
As Mello is closed in on R4D here. This could be something to watch, because if Mello wins, yeah, that playoff bubble will alter a bit.
Yeah, I know someone who's not hoping he wins tonight.
Yeah, Do Prime.
Yeah, Do. I would say even, yeah, they actually, Do would rather have Mello. He'd rather have R4D win, but Mello winning wouldn't hinder him at the moment, as Mello's ahead of him in points. So he is +5 over the cutoff line. The number one thing that Do doesn't want to have tonight is to finish poorly behind Lewis, which at the moment he's only 3 spots behind him, so not losing too much points as Lewis is being challenged from the car behind him.
Yeah, Slurp in third, ineligible due to not making enough starts. Perk, however, is still eligible, running in that
That
fourth
would be the
spot.
one.
Those 4 have broken away. Meanwhile, back here, the 34 of Banjo,
Tata,
who is in that 5th spot. He has lost time and now under fire from Kevin. Normie there in 7th, and then we'll check in on this little battle for 8th and 9th real quick. Contact with Hammer and Tata. Hammer re-clears the 18.
the 95 finally got some track position, trying to hold on to it, as the 18 also been in the same situation as Polish. We can also see up there, Banjo getting a little free. They're battling for, I think that's around 3rd. As here comes Tata back to the inside of the 95.
Right behind them, Lewis and Georgia battling for 11th. Lewis up the track with help from the 88. Teammates going at it.
Key spot lost for Lewis, as now Du's only 2 spots behind him. Is that Tampax back there? That
Yes,
is Tampax.
Tampax is all the way down to 13th at the moment. Do Prime right behind
But
him.
he's
14th.
hard saving.
And then Fatality.
He is
and
making
Yoshi
sure.
for 15th.
I will say this right now, he is making sure he can make it on fuel. That was his number 1 goal heading into this last stint, and he's making sure, yes, he's losing a ton of time now, but when we look at the end of this race and we look at his finishing results, he will have a good finish because he's conserving his fuel. If that doesn't happen, then blame me for jinxing him. As they're battling for the lead.
Yeah, melodramatic. To the inside of R4D, and he's going to get by. R4D back in line. He'll take 2nd.
Perk taking 3rd. As soon as you were talking about that, Perk went to the inside of Slurp and took over the 3rd position as he was flying through there.
Also, this battle for 5th. Now Kevin takes that 5th spot from Banjo, who's now under fire from Normie.
And back behind him, we got Tata and Polish going at it again as they're side by side. Here comes Tata, gonna send it up the inside of the 95, can't clear him. As they're gonna exit side by side again. 48 on the apron, the rumble strip, he keeps it straight, luckily. But Cobra's gonna get a run in the draft now with that mistake.
So now this is where, if you want to save your fuel and you're up in the front, you can do it. You're single file. Yeah, you may have a car behind you, but you have a little bit more headway than you would on the restarts. This will be a good time to start thinking about it.
That is very true, as Polish gonna get in the back bumper of Cobra. All Toyotas around one another, making contact. So Cobra doesn't lose any position, but here comes Tata back to the inside of the 95, just trying to clear him at this point. As Georgia's gaining time on him.
He may get him right here. He won't.
Cobra's gonna slow up the 95.
3 wide!
Oh, 3 wide!
What a move by Hammer.
Whoa!
Normie in.
As we have people pitting. Tata slides up the track.
Normie in the
Into Polish,
48.
up and under.
The first one to pit on this cycle. Key cycle here. So again, you can't miss pit road because of the wall, but you can easily speed here.
Also, as this battle's going along, I will go over our picks from Wednesday night. Normie In Melodramatic by Mets, we just saw Normie pit. Melodramatics inside the top 5. Camo pit Cobra, who's dueling in this hard-fought battle behind him. And then Polish, who's battling with Data. It's been a great battle between these guys. My picks were R4D and Kevin Yu. Your picks were Banjo and Leppy. Sadly, Leppy's out, so you went with
Perk.
Dark Horse was Perk, who's currently inside the top 5, challenging R4D in second. As of this moment, though, the one who is sitting pretty is Mets fan. Melo in the lead.
I'm very curious to see how Normie's strategy works, since he was the first to pit, and none of the other leaders are really wanting to pit right now.
Whoa. I think the strategy here is if you're not saving, he can push all the way now, but the guys who maybe I think they should have pitted on shoots.
Now you gotta
I think a
remember
lot of
this
guys,
too. Normie was leading this race last season in the playoffs, and then he pitted, and then as it turns out, Cobra and a few others made it.
that is something that he has to keep in mind. So is he making the same mistake that he did last season, but it was in 22 cars?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you can save a lot easier in these cars.
Cobra won in the 50 car last season.
He was hot at the end of the season.
He was.
I didn't race that race due to reasons.
Actually, you did.
I definitely wasn't
You
asleep.
did race last season.
Did I?
You did. You were in the.
Did I?
You were in the top 10.
Oh, I ran Gateway? I thought it was a playoff race.
Yeah, it was a playoff race.
Oh, I forgot about that. I forget what race I missed.
Meanwhile,
I don't
there's
care
a
anymore.
car going pretty slow on the front stretch here. It might be Carl Long, and it is.
Mets. It's Carl Long. Man. You know, I think there's Carl Long. Yeah, I could see it. Oh, here comes Banjo. He got around the 95 of a Polish.
Yeah, but
now,
look who's ahead.
as
The 18 got by
Data.
both of them. Banjo has just been struggling. If not, he may be saving. Georgia having issues trying to enter in pit road.
Oh no.
I just
think he
saw
kept
in
it
the
straight.
distance.
But was in the grass a ton.
He was way below.
Here comes Norman on the freshest tires, going through this pack, trying to unlap himself. He needs to get through them efficiently, as we see oh! Polish! Around he goes! And he got hit by somebody else.
Look out. Oh my goodness, he was ghosted when Tampax hit him.
Tampax go around?
He did not. He was ghosted.
Okay, so that's going to be no caution, but what happened there is we saw the faster car of Normie go into that fight, and it really kind of made it awkward for Polish on exit and spun him around, so
P2.
unfortunate for Polish.
Perk is up to second.
And he's hawking down the 42. Problem is, has he saved at all? When he's pushing like this, is he 100% sure he can make it on fuel?
Well, he
That's
must,
the problem
he must
with
feel
him pushing.
confident. R4D now getting passed by Slurp for third.
Or he doesn't care. Oh! 42 in the wall! Here comes Perk to the lead!
And the 2 car of
Hey.
Perk, the ultimate wild card in this playoff race, now leads.
If he wins tonight, everyone's heart broken on the cutoff line will be shattered, as he could shake up this playoff hunt for the last few races and change everything.
Yeah, it would put Du Prime out, and then it would put Leppy on the cutoff.
With Leppy being out tonight, if Du has a decent enough run, I don't think it's possible to pass him, but he'll be very close.
And especially for Kevin Yu.
But don't look so fast. Here comes Mello again. After hitting the wall,
Watch Slurp.
he's back to the inside.
Look at the 27.
Oh yeah, here he comes.
Rewind. Mellow back off.
Perk
Slurp
sending it low.
looking for the lead.
Perk and Slurp That is definitely rhyming names that we did not expect to hear at the beginning of this season, but here they are.
R4D
battling
went
for
too
the lead.
low. Almost won around. And that's going to allow the 7 to close in on him. Don't count this 7 car out. He is closing on all 4 of them.
Alright, my onboard camera, he shows 15 laps of fuel, and that is Cobra. He has 1% aero damage. We'll get an update on that. Lap counter right real quick. 15 to go. Cobra is right on the line. Here comes Mello to pit road. Here comes Kevin following him. Do we have any others?
Up in the front.
They're
besides
pitting.
those two, no. No one close enough.
And it's looking like Cobra's going to do what he did last season. He's good on fuel. He's going to have to save a little bit more. But it looks like Hendrick, he's going to make it.
Now the question is, what about these two here? Perk and Slurp again battling for the lead.
I don't think they are. I don't think they're good on fuel. Unless they start saving massively
Slurp's
here.
not.
Nope, Slurp to pit road. Yep. Now it's about, do they have enough time to catch up to a driver like Cobra, who is on older tires, by the way? Oh! Who's that behind him? He's all the way on the inside wall, nearly. That is R4D as the 12 car Big Sean on fresher tires gets around him. The difference between 22s
Now,
and these
wonder,
cars, Hendrick,
R4D, I think, is really hardcore saving.
I think the difference between these compared to 22s for Cobra is that these cars get a lot more free and they're unpredictable on older tires, unlike the 22s. So I feel like you got to be very hairy on the throttle on older tires. This Slurp is coming out of pit road this time by.
Now, another person, keep in mind, he is still ahead of Cobra. It's Tate ahead in 3rd.
18.
Yes, that 18 car.
And also, with a gap that Perk has at the moment, he could try saving. I don't know if he has a shifter, but at the moment, if he really wanted to, he could back it down a little bit and start saving some fuel. As we see Slurp trying to get his lap back this time by.
Kevin Hughes
Get a
still in
lap check
2nd.
in a few seconds. 11 to go.
Actually, never mind. The 7 car is not in 2nd. He did pit. We did talk about that already.
Oh, yeah. Yep, he pitted with Slurp and company. So
Normie
he's
also
just getting his
pitted.
lap back. Here comes all the cars getting around Perk. As we're under 10 laps to go in this event. R4D is your 2nd place car. 3rd is Tata. And then you got Cobra sitting back there in 4th. 5th is Tampex in the 62. Reminder, he was saving very early on, Hendrick. Is he pushing now? Did he decide it was go time for the 62 machine?
That is a
We'll
possibility.
5% error on Cobra as well? That's a huge
Perk is
factor
major
into this
saving.
fight.
Major saving for the 2. He's letting Kevin go.
That position doesn't really matter. I think that's why, and he has a gap.
He can let the 48 by 2 if he wants. We're at 9 to go. Perk may have went 100% at the beginning of this run, and now he's having to save.
Luckily for him, R4D is not even on the same straightaway as him. Look at him now. He's exiting 2. That's R4D.
8 to go.
And luckily for them, his biggest competitor in 4th, he has 5% aero on his his front end.
Perk
So
now
his car
letting
is not
Mello
going to handle
by.
the best. And if Cobra is just on the line and he's been saving for a while, I don't know how Perk is going to make it on fuel here.
That is true. 7 to go at the stripe. Perk trying to pull off a huge upset. Alter this playoff grid.
Cobra getting around R4D now. That's for 3rd.
Perk overdrove 1. Had to back off big time.
Tata second. He is gaining. He has no cars in between him and Perk.
Yeah, the reason
Did
why
Tata save enough fuel?
R4.
Oh! Perk around!
The leader trying to enter pit road, but now he goes back on track. Watch out!
Oh no! It Tipex!
My goodness! Tata in front.
Unsafe rejoin.
6 to go, and that strategy for Perk is out the window.
Well, we just saw something that we haven't seen in a race in a long time. But your new leader in his return race to the series is the 18 of Tata. And he has a gap.
Cobra in second,
Tires.
waiting just in case his
Tire
teammate
wear.
runs out.
I'm worried about tires, not fuel, Hendrick. Look at the tire wear light on Cobra. 18 with 5 laps to go. He might blow the right rear
He might,
before we end this.
but I wonder about the 18th tires more so.
True. And also the 62 is now challenging as Trevi in the grass in front of the leaders. We're now under 5 laps to go in stage
4 to go.
3.
Lap 97 of 100. Tata hits the
Oh, he
outside
tapped the
wall,
wall.
entering 1, getting by the 16. Meanwhile, that battle for second, as we saw, with the 11 of Cobra, there he is, just ahead of Tampax.
12 car Big Sean around in 3 and 4.
No caution, under
gonna-
5 to go.
We're going to have a blown tire. Someone's going to blow the right rear, and it's going to be one of these leaders.
It's going to be really frantic. Post-race interviews coming up after this. 3 to go. I think Tata would be the one to have it. Tampax, I think, is the least likely.
Yeah, still 3 long laps at this racetrack, and when you're on the brakes like you have to be here.
R4D in 4th, by the way. Banjo in 5th.
I don't know where Perk is, as his strategy was all ruined by his car getting free.
Trevi
As he's
letting the
behind
11
Lewis and
go,
company.
And the 62, 2 to go. 2 laps to go. Tata trying to hang on in his first race back from suspension. He wanted to prove that he has changed, not only in terms of personality, but in terms of speed. And I can at least say from the booth, he's changed in one of them. White flag in the air at Gateway. Can Tata hang on?
Strategy played right into his hands, and he is working with it beautifully, but it's not over until the final corner. Let's make sure he can make it on tires.
Out of 2. Still with a decent gap. He can use that to his advantage down the backstretch.
He looks good, but we'll see off
Into
the 4.
3. Car very slow ahead. That is Perk. And Tata ahead. Suspension no more. He's going to get win number 2 in his first race back. Tata wins the WWT.
And guess who held on to second? Cobra.
Tampax 3rd. R4D is going to make it to the line in 4th. I can't believe I'm saying this. Banjo 5th. But Cowboy Tech. His best.
Let's go!
He's going to get 6th.
He's good with this tire wear. He would have got a top 10 last
Iron
night
Man
at Gateway
7th.
if he didn't.
Master Killer 8th. Slurp in 9th. Kevin U 10th.
Yes, Master Killer, good points. He might be over the cutoff line. That is key positions for him. Good run by him. But like I said last night, I think Kabotech would have got a top 10 if he didn't make a mistake at the end. But Perk again, a great run going. We don't know what happened. I think he got very free. Hinted towards going to pit road. Came out of pit road, Hendrick. And then came up the track. Oh, thank God everyone missed him. But that was definitely an interesting situation to say the least.
All right.
Alright, before we invite him, turn off your party thing. We're gonna turn it
Yeah.
on when they join. Party audio, I'm gonna make sure it's off. Alright, let's get them all in before I turn the thing back on. Banjo. I took a picture of it just so I can remember it. So we get the right people in here. Alright, R4D. Banjo is gonna have to send them. I'll have to do what I've been doing all season with Banjo. Just like text chat. Dude, it's been brutal. Mets fan, please pause the lobby real quick. Thank you. As I leave it. Nice, new follower for the crew. Yeah. Audio's not included. We turned off the party audio so you wouldn't lag out immediately. So that is. They can't hear my reaction. Haha. Last Campex in here. That is Banjo. That is why it says tech messages. 1, 2, 3. We only have 3 of the drivers, so we're missing Cobra. R4D. He's not in here. I sent him multiple invites. You better get his lame booty over here. Oh. What about Cobra? Cobra, don't you want? I sent him an invite. If he doesn't join, then it's unfortunate. There's R4D. Now we're just waiting on Mr. Cobra Man. Alright. You don't like me? Wow. That's discrimination against a human being. It's discrimination against me. But it's discrimination against a single person, though. That's the definition of discrimination. All right, let me turn on my party thing. Yeah, we're forcing you. Whoa, whoa now. Too much dip on your chip. Alright, Banjo, I know what we're gonna have to do here, but overall, Banjo, another great night for you, top 5. It was a tire strategy in stage 3. You just had to hang on the 2 laps of saving fuel. Give me your thoughts on Gateway as a whole tonight, as it was a typical Gateway race. We had a big one at the end of stage 1, but I feel like you did the best you can, and you got some good stage points and a solid finish to keep your points lead ahead. The issue is that he gets a lot of them, so that'd be common occurrence. It'd be funny. Just a banjo. You should start doing it, for real. We're gonna have to start doing that. Tippity typity. Oh no, it didn't. It didn't. This is why you send it on Discord. This is why you send it on Discord so it actually saves. Just send it to me on Discord real quick. Tap it up. Alright. Give it a second.
Oh yeah, make sure
We
we
can
both include our audios, Bren.
I
Okay, cool.
did?
Okay, I'm just making sure. I'm making sure.
Do you want to double check the
No,
stream
no,
real quick?
no, I
We
got
can-
it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, but we're good. I was just making sure. Yeah, so we'll wait for Banjo to get his messages in real quick. While that's going on, I'll try and see what the cut line looks like.
Doing the maths.
Mhm.
Tippity tappity.
Yeah, math is key.
Nah, you need to do good at math to graduate, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. How are you guys doing today, by the way? You guys having a great Sunday
He's typing his
night?
message on Discord, by the way, for those of you in stream. We're waiting for that real quick.
That was great until I had to hear your voice.
Alright. You know, Mets, you don't have to hire me to be a commentator then.
I'm just kidding.
Alright.
Oh,
We're
there's
the-
the green flag, Mets. There you go.
Oh no. Alright, Ben. Guys, I'm trying to do
Fired.
my
Yeah,
job here.
Yeah.
Alright, I was probably a 6th to 8th place car from Banjo himself. I'm happy that it ended as a tire saver because I was able to get P5. I got rear damage on the restart. I needed to save my right rear more than I have. I had liked to, but P5 is nothing to complain about though. Overall, solid night for you, Banjo. I wish you the best of luck going forward. Good points day again for the 34 machine as he is your current points leader. May have lost a few points to Cobra, but with him finishing top 5 again, it's just continuing to keep his gap in a manageable position. Anything? What else do you want to mention? Alright, he said thank you, but yeah, Banjo, I wish you the best of luck going forward. Just keeping that gap between you and second. It's really about consistency, and you've been one of the most consistent drivers, so I wish you the best of luck going forward. Alright, we're going to move on to our 4th place car. It's someone that came into this week, again, hot streak. It's been a really... The last few weeks, R40 have been really good. Tonight, though, was a different type of race for you, as it was a tire conservation fest at the end there. Give me your thoughts on Gateway as a whole tonight.
I'm sorry. It kind of sucks that good races had to be ruined by that, but yeah, it's kind of a bummer that we had to save when you're one of the fastest cars and can't win off the speed.
Gotcha, but R4D, you still got another top 5 after a top 10 last week. You finished better this week, a top 5. So what are your thoughts going forward in the next few weeks? Is your goal to get as many playoff points as you can heading into the playoffs, or is it just to get wins? Either way, it's going to benefit you.
Either one, I guess. Whatever I can get.
Yeah, I agree on that. Alright, so yeah, R4D, again, another great week for you. Top 5 finish. Like you said, tire conservation, you did not like that as you said before, you had the speed to potentially win it on that, but tire wear really killed you. But either way, R4D, you were able to manage it, and you still got top 5. I wish you the best of luck going forward.
Thank you.
My question was weird. I apologize for that.
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah. I'm sorry. Alright, we're going to move on to our 3rd place car. Last week's winner. Continuing the momentum, Tampex. You talked about it earlier when I was actually in practice that you had some good speed tonight. You showed it off, but unfortunately for you in stage 3, you backed it off very early on to conserve your fuel and tires, but the gap was a little bit too big for you to regain it. Give me your thoughts at the end there, just trying to manage your tire, your fuel, and everything else in between.
Truthfully, it's just another fuel-saving race. It seems like they always find their way. Be around, whether it's a stage or the end of the race. it's hard to do on a controller. So it's just a lucky break that I got to the finish.
Gotcha. Well, either way, Tampax, the momentum, 2 top 3s in a row. So what is your mindset? I think before you actually had a streak of, forget what it was, Hendrik. Do you remember what the streak was?
Yes. So at Indy, his top 5 streak snapped at 4 straight.
Well, he's trying to build it back up with a top 3 streak this time. 2 top 3s in a row. So how do you feel about next week, Tampax, as we're going to be heading to Texas?
It's going to be a pack race with a lot of mistakes off of turn 4. Truthfully, I see it being an absolute disaster off of turn 4. People can't figure out how to control their shit, like every other Texas race.
Gotcha. Well, either way, I wish you the best of luck going forward. Tampax, you've been a very hot driver as of late, and I wish you the best of luck.
Oh yeah, be interesting.
Oh, that's what I love about these interviews. They can be brutally honest, but it's accurate. All right. Well, on to our top 2 finishers. Starting with our second place finisher, the driver of the 11 tonight, the guy who inspired me to make my poll question tonight. Cobra, make sure your audio is included.
Nearly got me.
Yep, I gotcha. All right. Well, first off, Cobra, congrats on the P2 finish. Solid work from you tonight. First things first, I know you were 1 spot short. Do you think there was anything else you could have done to try and repeat what you did last season?
Yeah, saved less tire.
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
saved too much. I had about, I think I
Yeah.
had 8 or 9% come to the white, or come to the checkered.
So that probably would have been enough to like save you an extra 2, 3-ish laps, I would suppose, based on that.
Probably about 2.
Mhm. But if you want to look on the bright side, you should close a little bit up on Banjo in the point standings. Looking at this, you at least close a few points. So now going into next week's race, the last race in the regular season, where we will be using the 2020 cars. Do you think you're still going to have enough time to make a run at Banjo for the points lead?
I've pretty much given up on trying to chase that points lead on the sole base that we have Dega twice.
Yes.
So you have to have a top, for me, I have to have a top 5 finish in both races to make up any ground. And I believe we have the Roval, and I look for Banjo to be top 2 car there, so I think he's pretty much got in the bag unless he has some trouble races or just doesn't show up.
All right. Well, Cobra, before I let you go here, again, another interview and another WWT race between us two. Do you have any special shout-outs you'd like to give before we hear from your teammate and winner tonight?
Just shout out, my teammates for practicing before the race and everything, and we kind of found a pretty good setup to save tire and, be consistent long run. But almost got back to back, but Tata had to ruin that for me, so.
All right. Well, Cobra, regardless, congrats on P2. Unfortunately, I know there'll be at least 5 people in my server that'll be pissed at you for not winning tonight, but regardless, great effort from you. I wish you the best of luck going into Texas next week.
Appreciate it. Looking forward to it.
No problem. All right. Well, ironically enough, this is the first time we're going to be talking to our winner tonight since New Hampshire. It has been a while, but it's for a good reason tonight. This car did win tonight. The driver of the 18, Mr. Tate ahead. Make sure your audio is included.
All right.
All right. Well, first things first, welcome back. I know it's been a bit, at least from the racing side of things and from the interview side of things. I want to hear from you. What was your situation regarding your tires and fuel mileage at the end?
Well, when it began, I was just going to push it as hard as I could and just take 2 tires or a splash of gas on my last stop. And like 20 laps into the run, I was looking at my gas and my tires, and I was like, let me see if I can try to make it. And then I noticed if I lifted really early and just rolled it, I was saving a lot of gas. I was like, I'm just going to try to make it. And then everyone pinned it in front of me, and I was like, okay, I can win this race. So I wasn't really expecting that, but I'll take it.
So I know before entering tonight, you were 11th in the standings. I know that's going to be a weird position because with the playoffs in the first round, obviously you'll try to be one of the first 10 to advance on to the second round. But for you, with everything that's happened this season, I first want to start off with what happened over these past couple of weeks. Did you do anything in particular that helped you prepare for this week and for future races?
My other league races, I just tried to stay calm and just not lose my cool, and I feel like I got better with it. So
There you go. Well, for you going into next week at Texas, how confident are you in being able to win the last two 2020 car races of the regular season?
well, I wasn't confident at all tonight, and I ended up winning. So I guess anything can happen.
Well, if it means anything, if it's a fuel mileage race, that's where two of your wins came
Yeah,
from.
let me just say, I love fuel mileage races.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see if it ends up like that again next week. All right. Well, Tata, before I let you go here, do you have any special shout-outs you'd like to give before we begin to wind this one down?
Cobra, he gave me a setup, and
Fuck
then
you.
I beat him. Yeah, he gave me his setup, and then I ended up beating him. So thanks, Cobra, for the setup and not being as fast as me.
Mm,
I'm just kidding, Cobra.
mm.
Just jokes, just jokes. But seriously, thanks to him for that setup.
All right. Well, Tata, congrats on your second win of the season. Again, welcome back. Good to hear from you again. Hopefully, we'll get to hear from you once again next week at Texas.
Yep. Thank you.
All right, no problem. All right, well, before we begin to discuss the final results, I do want to hear from Metz regarding tonight's race. I know there was a little bit of pressure from what he said last Wednesday night. Metz, you can go on ahead whenever you're ready. The floor is yours.
Yeah, very good race. Tire saving, all rather much happened. Fuel mileage. Fuel mileage wasn't
I want
that
to say
bad.
something.
Brandon, can I fucking talk for once? And my whole life, can I not hear you in my head? Just kidding.
Car along.
Yeah.
It was a good race. I'm just kidding, bro. It was a good race. Very proud of everybody. Shout out to Hater for coming back strong, getting a W. He was very, very much improved in my opinion, and it shows. Besides that, I know tire saving, not everybody likes it, but suck it up. It's part of racing, just like real life. Do the best you can. You did it, not everybody can do it. Everybody succeeded at it for the most part. A couple issues here and there. Not many wrecks. Only one caution, and we move on.
All right. Well, we're going to go on ahead and recap the final results because they did get posted. Again, the stage winners tonight, Slurp in stage 1, Tampax stage 2. Top 10 for me, I'll start this one off. Tata Head, second win of the season, first race back from the suspension. We'll see if he can carry this momentum from tonight on to next week. Cobra in the 11, P2 tonight. I know I have to poll tonight of whether he would repeat what he did last season. Fortunately, P2, but regardless, a very great run for the 11 car tonight once again. Tampax in the 62 after the stage win, he was able to finish third. We saw what he tried to do in the final stage, and it worked out for him. But a podium finish for the 62. R4D and Banjo teammates 4th and 5th. R4D already with 3 wins this season, most of anyone in NXT. And Banjo retains the points lead for another week and maintains a solid standing over second. Cowboy Tech, what a good story this is. Best finish of the season for the 3 car. 6th place finish. Congrats to Cowboy Tech on that. Hopefully he gets to do that again next week. Iron Man in the 4 in 7th. He was able to recover. We did see he had some issues earlier, but he was able to rebound. Master Killer in the 19, one of the playoff bubble drivers, finishes in the top 10. Good run for the 19. We'll see where he stands going into Texas. Slurp in the 27, stage 1 winner. Not eligible for the playoffs, but he still did really good tonight, considering that. P9 in a stage win for the 27. And then Kevin Yu in the 7. He is now 27 points behind Do Prime for that cutoff spot. 7 car finishes 10th tonight.
Yeah, like you said, he's in an up-a-hill battle, nearly needing a win, but there's still a chance he could point his way in. 11th was Melodramatic. Had a solid run going. Finished 11th, sadly, due to tires. Normie finished 12th. 13th is Envy Redneck. Solid run for him. Top 15. Fatality finished 14th. 15th was Lewis. So Lewis gets 3 spots on Do Prime. Some key spots there. Yoshi, top 16. Top 20 there. 16th. Trevi, 17th. Do Prime, 18th, and then Perk after the awkward ass situation. I don't know what happened. He went to pit road, came out of pit road. Some cars were involved. I don't know who was involved in that incident, but he rounds out in 19th, and then Polish Hammer rounds out your top 20.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go on ahead and note real quick. The cut line has now changed. Master Killer is ahead of Duke Prime by 5 points. Kevin, you is actually 32 behind Master Killer. Well, going on from 21st on back, as I will actually pull back my results tab real quick.
Call his nickname.
Yep.
It's Mr. Carl Long.
Yep. NY Mets fan in 78 gets 21st tonight. Not bad from the 78. We'll see if he can get a top 20 next week. SP Motors in the 66, 2 down in 22nd, followed by Big Sean in the 12 in 23rd. Now the 4 cars who DNF tonight. Georgia Dog in the 88 finished 24th tonight. That's going to affect him in that battle for the top 5 in points. We'll see how much it affects him for next week. XO Austin in the 8, 41 down in 25th. He lagged out on the same lap as Racing Dream did in the 41. Dream gets 26. And then D-Main driving the 10 car tonight, the first to lag out tonight, finishing 27th. All right. Well, again, tomorrow night, Premiere will be racing at Canadian Tire.
A road course.
Next Sunday for NXT, we'll be at Texas in the 2020s. Wednesday podcast will be at 10:20. I caught that.
Whatever time it starts.
Yeah.
We don't
Whatever
really have a
time it
definite
starts,
time at this point.
It will depend on what the All-Star Elite Dash for Cash main event. We'll see how that fares. But for now, that is going to do it. Again, thank you to Bren for being here tonight with me. Even though I sometimes use him as a punching bag, he is still here to commentate. So
You literally have redeems, and now
Yeah.
you have my face.
yeah, exactly. See, it works. But that will do it for both of us tonight. Congrats to Tay the Head on win number 2 of the season. Back from that 2-week suspension. Now he's back in victory lane. I'm Regular Show 48 signing this one out. Thanking all of you for watching. If you haven't yet, make sure you hit the follow button. We're over 200 finally.
Yes.
Let's try and begin that
Let's
road
go.
to 250. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, everybody.
Help me get to 200 too. 150.